More Epstein files were promised by the Trump administration today, and we'll see what happens. But this isn't just about one case anymore. It's about a war between the American people and the government. I'll explain why. But here's the latest on Epstein first. Yesterday, on February 27th, the Trump administration promised to release the Epstein files. Some documents came out, but most were either old news or heavily redacted, leaving the public frustrated and skeptical. I covered the initial fallout in my last video, but now things are escalating. Amidst the chaos yesterday, Attorney General Pam Bondi accused the FBI's New York field office of going rogue and hiding thousands of pages of Epstein files. And she gave him a deadline, 8 a.m. today, or face an investigation. FBI Director Kash Patel's backing her and vowing to dig out any buried records. And hours later, there's still nothing. But we'll wait and see. But here's where things get interesting. The Attorney General oversees the Department of Justice, DOJ, which includes the FBI. Pam accused the New York FBI field office of hiding documents. And now, today, people are speculating that it's also the SDNY, or the Southern District of New York, who is also resisting releasing the Epstein files. Now, just to clarify, the SDNY is not part of the FBI. It's a federal prosecutor's office under the Department of Justice, which works with the FBI's New York field office. The relationship is like this. The FBI digs up the dirt and they investigate. The SDNY uses that dirt to charge and try people. They prosecute. The accusations against the SDNY aren't based on what Pam Bondi said. They're speculation. It's a reflection of the public's distrust of the SDNY due to past actions like a controversial plea deal that they gave Jeffrey Epstein in 2018. But here's what's at stake, regardless of who in the government may be hiding what. If Bondi's right, this isn't just a paperwork issue. It's a direct challenge to her authority as Attorney General and to Kash Patel's leadership at the FBI, and the public's right to know what's in those files. Because this is much bigger than Epstein. It's a glaring example of a bigger war, the war between the people and the government. Now, forget left versus right. This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. It's about elected leaders chosen by the people clashing with unelected bureaucrats who don't answer to the people. Here's some math. The federal government has about 2.25 million civilian employees. A new president only appoints about 4,000, less than 0.2%. The rest of the government is career officials protected by civil service rules who are nearly impossible to fire and often in place for decades. That means that over 99% of the government isn't directly accountable to the president who is elected by the people. And that's been the case for decades. That is the deep state that people are talking about. Unelected officials in agencies like the FBI, CIA, and the Department of Justice wielding power without direct accountability. And they can resist a president's agenda or even the Congress's oversight. Public awareness of this exploded in 2015 when Trump, as a mainstream candidate, called it out. Drain the swamp. That wasn't just a slogan. It was a promise to take on the deep state, or the enemy within. And now, the war on the deep state has begun. And the Epstein release is just one of the first battles. Now, we shouldn't forget the things that were mishandled yesterday that had nothing to do with the deep state. Like a privileged group of conservative influencers getting some of the Epstein files before the public. But there's a bigger game at play. It's not about Republicans versus Democrats or red versus blue. The deep state has no color. This is about the people versus the establishment. And what we've seen is the establishment's resistance to DOJ for weeks. And now the resistance to releasing the Epstein files is a preview of what you can expect for the next several years. Now, for many Americans like myself, electing Trump wasn't just about the price of eggs or borders. It was about making our government transparent and accountable to the people. And now, just like they've been doing with DOJ, the media will call this chaos. And it is. They will call it not normal. And they're right. This isn't normal. This is a push to reclaim power from unelected officials who have run the show for too long. It's about a revolution, and it's just getting started. Because this is a revolution for the people, and the deep state will resist it. Now, if you're interested in learning more about this topic, I'm hosting regular AMA live streams, and one is today, Friday at noon Pacific. And if you can't make it to that one, it's okay, because I'm going to keep on doing them. And if you're either an X subscriber, Instagram subscriber, or YouTube member, you'll not only get to ask the questions, you'll also get access to the recordings. See you soon.